Hello and welcome to the video. This is the first look at this new radio from Hobby King. Now this is about an £80 radio and it's a kind of an updated, more modern version or different option, I guess, to the ORX TX10i that I looked at a while ago. Now the TX10i uses DSMX and DSM2 style protocols, and it's been a great little radio. If you don't want to be messing about with things like OpenTX, and those kind of radio systems completely overwhelm you, then these kind of orange radios are a great inexpensive way to get a pretty capable radio without breaking the bank and without also having to get into all that OpenTX stuff that can take a long time to master. Now you can get this radio in one of 4 different versions. There's both the international and kind of EU version. One has DSM2 and DSMX. The EU version I think just has DSMX, and there's also a mode 1 and mode 2 version as well. So do check the listing carefully before you order to make sure that you're getting the one that you need. Now I have a mode 2, we can tell because it's got the little tick on the side, and what I thought I'd do is kind of take this one out of the box and show you how it comes, and then talk about some of the features as I do that and give you my overall impressions at the end. So let's just get this thing out. It isn't particularly complicated. This genuinely hasn't been out of the box, this particular one, before. And we have the radio nestled in the middle. I'll try and pull this out without pulling on any of the switches or the gimbals, because that is bad. Oof. There we go. And the only other thing in here is a little USB cable. There isn't any manual or anything, but as usual, a lot of the Hobby King things these days, you go and you download the manual from the website. It's powered by 4 AA batteries, which I just happen to have by the side of me. It's like it was planned, isn't it? Let me just pop these in. While I'm talking about this, has Hall effect gimbals. We'll have a feel of those in a second. 10 channels, internal antenna, 20 model memory, which if you're used to bigger radios, you're probably looking at and going, oh, that's not a lot. But actually, for the kind of people that this radio is going to be aimed at, that's probably going to be more than enough. Power button in the middle, navigation buttons around the screen at the bottom, trims, and on the top, there's a 2-position switch, a 3-position switch. All those are 3-position switches, apart from that one in the corner. We have a momentary switch on the right-hand side, 3-position, 3-position, and 3-position. So there aren't any sliders. There is no option for a JR bay. There is a trainer port out here, and they have got the connection for the USB stuff out the back as well. Now if you're interested in how to set these kind of radios up, rather than me go through it in this video, what I recommend, I'll put a link down below as well, go and have a look at how the orange TX10i is set up, because it's very similar. So let me just power this on. There we are. So this is the EU model, so it will not have DSM2 on it, but it's exactly the same as the other version of the menu that was on that original TX10i. Everything is pretty easy to understand. There's no real complicated stuff here. Everything kind of works in exactly the way that you would expect. Now in terms of the gimbals, what's the feel like? They're quite lightly sprung. They are quite smooth. They're kind of what you'd expect on a radio at this price point. And again, Orange have made, even though it's a nice grey colour, I do actually quite like this grey colour. There's lots of different things. It's kind of transparent. Hopefully you can see that. You can kind of see inside, and you can actually kind of see through it as well. Now that's probably going to be very much down to personal choice, but I actually really like these radios, and they're one of my suggested buys for new pilots if the idea of OpenTX just completely leaves them cold. Now if there's anything in particular you want to show with this radio, then do leave a comment down below and I can make a supplementary video where I cover that stuff. But if you are after a radio that isn't going to break the bank, that's got up to 20 model memories, this is definitely worth a look. I think there's only 2 things that I found disappointing in my playing on these radios. First of all is there isn't a JR bay. So adding a separate module here for another protocol or something else, like a multi-protocol module or something, which would have been lovely, isn't an option. You obviously have the trainer out port here that you might be able to jerry rig something with, but that's not there out the box. It's just such a shame because a little JR bay would just fit here beautifully. And the other thing as well, just turn it off while we're talking, is that they've chosen to power it with AA batteries, and I think that for me it is a little bit old-fashioned these days. Things tend to be powered by 18650 batteries or little lipos, and I think those are much better modern choices for radios. Although there's nothing wrong with AA's, for me they're very expensive, they take a long time to power up. Powering it from a big, 3000 milliamp hour 2S lipo or something would be fantastic. And the way that it's worked, it's not like it's a removable battery tray, but there is absolutely, and I'm not sure you can see this, the camera's going to pick it up, there's shed loads of room behind the main board, which has the screen and the buttons on here, that could have taken a much bigger battery. So hopefully Hobby King will do a version in the future, or when they bring out more of these kind of radios, they will consider that as an option. So you can either power it from AA batteries, which is absolutely fine, or you can power it from something like a lipo. But that's my only gripe with it, really, apart from the fact that the USB cable out the top would have been quite nice too, but I guess at that point I'm nitpicking. So if you've been interested in having a look at this, it's exactly what you'd expect it to be. It's a bigger brother of the very good TX6i. So if OpenTX leaves you cold and you want something that's a little bit simpler to set up, this is definitely worth a look. Thanks for watching the video and watching right to the very end. You can find me in all the usual places on social media, and if you like the video and like what I'm doing here, then hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification icon too. If you really like what I'm doing, you can go the extra mile and become one of my Patreons for access to me directly for support, and also giveaways and regular updates too. If you're looking for particular content, then check out the playlist. I organise all of my videos into playlists, so if you're looking for a particular topic, you can find everything here. If it's called Introduction To, it's designed to start very simply and build on that simple introduction to teach you all about it. If it's called For Beginners, then that is really aimed at people who are brand new to that part of the hobby. You can also search on YouTube for anything that you're interested in using the search function at the top. So iNav Painless 360 will find all of my videos and even the playlist around iNav. So thanks again for watching, and happy flying.